Hello, and welcome. We are back. Episode 2 of the Jab Podcast.
Let's go.
My name is Anthony Johnson, if you didn't know.
Shawnee,
what, dude?
Shawnee Burchett, let's
Thank
go.
you. He makes the B of the Jab. Alright. First and foremost, I just want to thank everyone who listened to the first episode.
Thank you, guys.
It was a little rocky at times. We're not great with all this technology and stuff. There was a few dead areas. We'll get better. Shawnee got in the mic, so we're working with 2 mics now. With that said, just stick with us. It's like we said last week. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but we hope everybody.
I mean, we do this because we love it, man, and we just hope that somehow, some way, you listeners can relate in any way. I know we're working on like social media and stuff. Like eventually we'll have y'all all the information to reach out to us if. To give y'all's input. Haters gonna hate. I'm sure there's gonna be some hate mail in there. I don't care about that. We're gonna do this regardless. But
we'll plug the socials now. On Instagram and TikTok. Never thought I would have a TikTok at 30 years old. But we're at the Jab Pod, and then on YouTube just search the Jab Podcast. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. My personal Instagram is AJ No Styles. Shawnee's not really on Instagram, so
I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we'll get him back into the social media game. But if you want to contact me directly, hit me on that or the show.
Yeah, man.
Either one.
I'd love to know if y'all like it, and
feedback is the best thing, man. It makes us, good or bad. We'll make changes along the way and make it better. I don't know. Let's get into the news of the week. Not a lot of it.
Were we getting into the news, or are we recapping last week first?
Let's do the news first.
I'm cool with that. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Conor and Dustin Poirier. Wow. Okay. They had their second fight. What was that? Back in November? Well,
no, that was January.
January. Okay,
yeah.
January.
It's this year, dude.
Right. Okay. My bad. Dustin Poirier, stoppage win in the second round.
Let's get it, dude.
So we all knew the trilogy was coming, but oh boy, we didn't see this coming. So if you followed the second fight, they both have their charities and they exchanged donations and everything. Well, Dustin came out the 11th, whatever. What was that? Monday?
Today's the 14th on a Wednesday, so Sunday.
Sunday.
But he was responding to Conor's prediction.
Right. That's what I'm getting to. Conor predicted. What was his prediction of the fight? Like he was predicting him knocking him out
in the 4th round.
Yeah, something like that. So Dustin replies with, "We're going to do dramatic readings of this."
Oh shit!
Twitter conversation back and forth. I'm going to play the Diamond Dustin Poirier. And then Shawnee's going to be Conor.
No, I'm going to be the Notorious.
The Conor. The Conor, Notorious McGregor. Dustin says, "That's a fun prediction," and he quote adds Conor. "You also predicted a donation to my foundation, and you and your team stopped responding after the fight in January. See you soon. July 10th, paid in full."
Yeah.
Then Conor responds to that
as saying, "A donation, not a debt. We've been awaiting plans for the money that never came. I do with all my donations. Know where it's going, dot for dot. Otherwise, it goes walking. As in the case of a lot of these foundations, sadly, you took the what the fuck does he mean? The Mick G. You took the Mac G over the belts. Shows I was right. Pretty much saying you took the McGregor fight over the title fight."
And then Dustin comes back with 100% never a debt. You offered, we accepted, and like I said, your team never responded to our emails regarding the process of where funds would be put to work. July 10th, you will taste defeat yet again.
And this is where Conor goes full fucking blown Khabib rivalry.
Yeah, goes ape shit, pissed off.
You're ripped, you inbred hillbilly. Why do you wink with your ears? What a fucking insult. You fucking brain dead hillbilly. 50,000 with no plan in place. 500,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. 500,000 with no plan in place. You hang tight, fool. You must be new to money. The fight is off, by the way. I'm going to fight someone else on the 10th. Good luck with your old contract, kid.
I take that as, like, just Conor.
That's pure Conor McGregor.
Yeah, just Conor trying to take his ball and go home with it. Like, you can't say one bad thing about Conor. And, I'm going to go fight someone else, yada, yada, yada.
I mean, dude, there's one thing Conor's better at than fighting, and it's fucking talking. Yeah.
Right. As great as he is fighting,
he's a better talker.
He'll never be that great of a talker.
No, he's a better talker. He's a hell of a promoter, man.
Shout out, man.
Yeah.
Again. Then Dustin comes back.
I have a feeling we'll get that on every podcast. He says it better. Like that's dude, one of my favorite MMA quotes of all time.
Yes, Gray Maynard. That was amazing.
We're gonna have to plug that in there. What fight that's off of, so our listeners know.
Everybody can go look. Yeah. And it goes on and on, but basically Conor just keeps going with. I
mean, I get it. I mean, my team does the due diligence to make sure every donation meets the mark. My generosity is known. You will pay with your brain for this attempt to smear my name.
Right.
Shooting ass, shelling at. What the fuck? This is Conor McGregor. Shooting ass, shelling ass, bitch.
At 10:12 a.m. 10:12 a.m.
Little bitch kicks from a shell. Good luck when you're caught. You're fucked.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant there. Maybe taking jabs.
Yeah, no, he's saying he takes from his charity's money, right?
Okay, so who knows?
This is
As
all
of right now with all this drama. The fight got announced today with an official date of July 10th in Vegas, under 100% capacity. So. That's what Conor wanted anyway.
I think at the end of the day, these guys, at the bottom line, they know they're fighting each other.
But the thing that scares me, and we'll preview this closer to July 10th, is now Conor's got Dustin pissed off. And
Dustin's got Conor pissed off.
A pissed off Dustin is not a good thing. He was so emotional in that first fight, and
that's where Conor gets you, though.
Exactly. And even Dustin said it on the Rogan pod that fighting a humble Conor was easy. There was no shit talk and there was no animosity, so it was just easy to go in there. So I think it's a good thing for Conor that he's got Dustin so out of it. We'll see.
They're both professional fighters, and Dustin is definitely the fresher fighter, and in my opinion, the better fighter.
Overall,
yeah. Right. Dustin, since the first McGregor fight, Dustin's probably the most improved fighter in the UFC.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
I think a lot of this is just McGregor doing McGregor, promoting the fight, talking shit. He knows how to make his money. He's the richest UFC fighter in the world for a reason. This is it. This is what he does. But I love it. And if it's true, if this whole fucking thing of stiffing the shit's true, I kind of side with McGregor on the fact that, like, if you're donating $500,000, you want to know where that money's going.
Right.
Now, when he says that,
Dustin has since come out and said it was a mistake to call him out like that. That maybe his facts weren't all the way in order, but yeah, it's only hyping up the fight even more than it already is, man. This trilogy is. If you would have asked me, I don't know, 6 months ago, would we have got, and you would have told me, hey, Dustin's gonna win the second fight. Do we get the Dustin trilogy first or the Diaz trilogy first? I would have said the Diaz trilogy. I would have put Dustin at an upper echelon. He's fighting for bigger things as the title, and Diaz, that fight. But they can always go back to that fight.
Yeah.
So,
the thing is with Conor, like, if he loses this fight, like, title aspirations are gone.
Right.
It's going to be it's just going to be to make money.
And we talked about that a little bit last week. So,
like, the UFC definitely wants Conor to win this fight, right? Like
100%.
100,000%, yeah.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
That's Dana's cash cow, dude. moving on here. Not a lot of news, man.
They have some fights announced. I think today they announced Jan Blachowicz, light heavyweight title champion. Title fight.
September 4th, UFC 266 against Uncle Glover.
Uncle Glover.
Yeah.
How old is that cat? Like 44 now?
Yeah.
But he's definitely the hottest guy in the light heavyweight division right now. I mean, this is the most well-deserved. I mean, he's earned it. He's earned it hard. He demolished Anthony Smith,
Who was his last fight?
Thiago Santos, right? He squashed him, right. And I want to say he's had somebody before that too. But I mean, he's earned it. I mean, for a guy his age to do the things he's done at that weight class, it's impressive. Right. And
Gregor Gillespie comes back. He was supposed to fight Brad Riddell a couple weeks ago. He's going to step in against Diego Ferreira.
May 8th.
Right, May 8th.
That's going to be on the Dillashaw-Sandhagen card.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, So why did that fight fall through? That was Riddell's corner or some shit?
Yeah, I think it was Riddell's COVID. Obviously, I mean, because they weighed in, and I think it got pulled the day of the fight.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at it now. That's a sneaky good card. And you know what else? You know what other fight is going to be on that card?
What's that?
Jimmy Flick. Retired.
Oh, wow, okay.
Jimmy Flick retired.
Transition,
yeah.
Man. Hey, man, we're getting good at this podcast shit, dude. I'll tell you what.
Jimmy Flick retired, Saturday, I think they had a fight in his hometown, a local fight.
Yeah, you're the one
promotion.
Who texted me about this. You were.
It was a local fight promotion in his hometown, and he was there someplace, a fight promotion that he used to fight at, and he, you can't knock a man for retiring if his reason is to spend more time with his family and the kids, and worried about his health. I love Jimmy Flick.
If your head's not 100% in the fight game, you got to get out. Just like Chimaev, he retired and now he's back.
He's not done.
He's not done. But when he had multiple bouts with COVID. I mean, he's just mentally drained and mentally defeated. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah, we could see Jimmy Flick back before the end of the year,
right. But
you can't blame the guy. His head says he's not. His dream isn't to be a UFC champion anymore. His dream is to be a father to his kids and a husband to his wife, and you can't knock the guy for that. That's on the same card, May 8th. It's turning out to be a pretty good card for guys that like to watch MMA fights.
So JP Baez will step in, replace Jimmy
Baez. Baez, baby. I say it wrong every time.
I do too, man.
I say it wrong every time, man.
And his wife's last name.
It's spelled just like Baez, but you got to say it Baez.
Okay, so JP Baez will step in against Figgy's brother.
All right. What other news we looking at, AJ?
Man, that's about it. Aljo's going to have surgery, 4 to 5 months recovery. So the fight with Juan is going to be at least.
They said this is a neck problem that he's had for over 10 years. He can't put it off anymore.
Similar to wrestling fans out there, similar to the Edge injury, but Aljo's not going to be restricted as far as contact. It's the same. I think it's the same type of ligament in the neck. I'm not a doctor, but yeah.
I'm curious to see. But if y'all are listening, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Aljo fight with Jan not too long back. I mean, I honestly don't think in that state of mind you could fake an injury. But I mean, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys hating on Aljo saying he's faking.
Well, I think it was more his actions after the fight, like celebrating with his family, posting with the pictures. Like, you can do all that stuff, dude. You're the UFC champ, but don't put it on social media. I think that rubbed a lot of people.
Was he the one putting it on social media, though?
I think it was him. I mean, he definitely.
I mean, he had family and friends in Vegas, for that. And I mean,
you're going to celebrate the. I mean, that's your lifelong accomplishment or dream accomplished, man.
I don't think he's that. I don't think it's an acting job, but at the same time, like
it just rubbed people the wrong way.
I get it. It rubs me the wrong way. You've got to have that rematch. I mean,
do all that stuff.
That's not the way. That's not the way Aljo wants to win the UFC title for sure.
And he'll tell you that. I definitely agree with that. The only other really news: Sean O'Malley's pushing for the Dominic Cruz fight.
I love it.
Love it, man.
Love it, man. We talked about this last week. We talked about it. I asked you, is he ready for that?
Sign me up.
I said, is he ready for a guy like Dominic Cruz? His talent.
If he's ready or not.
He's mentally ready.
He's mentally, mentally, I don't believe no one is stronger than Sean O'Malley.
Dude, I love it.
Maybe,
and then the basketball shot at the end of the video. If you haven't seen the video of the Dom call out, go back and watch it.
Go to Sugar's Twitter, Instagram. It's on there. It's hilarious.
It's great.
All right, so let's go through recap UFC
ABC
2 early fight.
The Contender Series alumni card.
Right, that's what we dubbed it last weekend. Shawnee, you want to go through the performances of the night?
Yeah, 50 G's to all these guys. Mackenzie Dern, which I said I was leaning her on the podcast last week, ended up switching on fight night to Nina Nunes.
Yeah.
And man, I instantly regret this decision.
Right.
Yeah, man. What'd she get, an armbar in the first round? Armbar in the first round. Yeah, it wasn't close. 50 G's to her. Mazus Gamrot got 50 G's for his performance. I think that was a knockout in the first. And those were the two performances of the night. And then fight of the night was Alvy Marquez, which was awesome.
Great fight, man. The lead up, the Miley's ABC missed a big opportunity there, like letting us watch the entrances. I know, like commercials and everything, but the Miley Cyrus walkout and then right behind it, Sam Alvey with the Taylor Swift walkout. It was just great. We heard a little bit, like when they come back from commercials. So
you just want to start from the bottom and work our way up to the main event?
That's fine with me. I think that's how we did it last week. That's fine with me.
All right, so
Cassandra,
early card. What was it? 10:30.
Prelims 10:30. Yeah.
I had to go back and watch this first fight, the Impa Kasanganay and Sasha Palindica fight. Kasanganay moved down from middleweight to welterweight here. It's his first fight. He looked like a mean green ready machine.
Yeah,
dude.
Man. Won every scramble. Kind of got him in like a bulldog choke.
Yeah, it was awkward. Yeah, it was an awkward choke, but dude's got a hell of a squeeze.
Yeah, man. He looked good. Like you said last week, I didn't realize that was the guy that.
And that's his only loss.
Yeah, I didn't put two and two together. That's his only loss. Dude is
a freak knockout. A once in a lifetime kind of knockout deal, and the sky's the ceiling for this guy. I think, in my opinion, I love him.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of eyes on him.
I hope the UFC plays him right. Like, he could, he maybe welterweight don't work out for him. He could go back up to middleweight, but as long as Sean Shelby and the guys treat him right, fight matches, Mick Maynard, I think they got a top notch prospect there in Kasanganay. On to,
and I may miss a fight here and there in my notes. William Knight,
Dong Jung.
Yeah, William Knight. He looked good on the feet. Was getting the better of the stand up, and Dom alluded to this a lot on the broadcast. Young would get him in the clinch and take him down the same way, trip the lead leg, and he got taken down like that, like 6 or 7 times in the fight, and just was dominated. Like didn't really have an answer for it, and when he was on the ground, he would get up and then take it right back down. It was just I think it was 30-27, and then one or two judges had it 30-26. So it was total domination by Young.
Yeah.
When I saw Young at the weigh-ins,
so much bigger. Like, well, not bigger, but so much taller.
Just match, man. You can't equate for that.
Man, he looked like the fucking Great Khali up there, dude.
Hey, man, Great Khali, shout out. WWE Hall of Famer, class of 2021.
Yeah, we can talk about WWE, but we can't talk about Jake Paul and Ben Askren on this podcast for some reason.
No, we talk about real sports. It's still real to me, damn it. Okay, moving on here. What's next? Jake Shore, right?
No, Luis Saldana and Jordan Griffin.
Okay, I got you. Saldana with it was a back and forth fight, man.
I said last week that as long as Saldana could stay away from Griffin's chokes, and
I think both guys looked good in the fight, though. I mean, it was both guys had their moments on the feet and on the ground. Griffin was kind of. I think it was 1-1 going into the third round, and Saldana won it. Griffin really didn't like the decision, but he wasn't too mad about it at the end of the day.
I mean, I think they're both.
So it was 29-28 Saldana.
They both got some growing to do, some improving to do, but I mean they're young. They've got plenty of time to do it.
They both look good. They're both be around.
I think they're both the good guys to keep your eyes out on.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving
I
on.
don't have the card in front of me, Sean.
Jack Shore and what's his name? Hunter Azure. I think this is the first fight we disagreed on last week. I took Jack Shore. I was pretty sure on Shore here, and you had Hunter Azure.
Split decision.
Split decision, dude. But the judges were all over the place last week.
This is the fight we knew the judges were going to be wonky from this point on.
Yeah,
it was.
Azure's a wrestler, but Jack Shore showed in this fight is how dominant he is as a wrestler, and he's been doing this all his life. He can stand up with you too. But Azure is a damn good wrestler, and he had a good first round, but I don't think it was close in the second or third here, and I really think this should have been a unanimous decision.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you leave the fight up to the judges. Just ask Arnold Allen. We'll get to that later. Shocker of the night here.
Yeah. Danho, knockout.
Jargis. No, it's Jargis. I heard it from John Anik himself. It's Jargis Danho.
And it's all over the punctuations. We need to really take note from now on out.
I mean, if this podcast ever blows up, I'm going to have to take a grammar school class or something.
Once we start, 100 viewers last week. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Man, once we start getting more and more, man, we're going to have so many haters on how we pronounce fighters' names. Anyways, listen to the first part of the podcast for my social medias. Come on, bring it on. After 5 years off, man, he looked great, man. Jorgen De Castro, man, I was high on him, man. I really liked his Felipe Lins fight, and his 2 decision losses, I thought he was in both of those fights. The Greg Hardy, right? He fought Greg Hardy, right? Anyways, his two decision losses that he had before the Felipe Lins fights were close fights. I felt he was in every fight, but I don't know, man. You fight a guy that's 5 years off and you get knocked out like that. You got to kind of go back to the drawing board.
Hopefully, it's a wake up call for him. I mean, I'd rather not talk about Greg Hardy unless I'm absolutely forced to on this podcast. Okay, but I mean, that's good for Danho, the UFC. UFC needs heavyweights bad. Like it's on life support. The lower class heavyweights are on life support.
If I'm a critic of the Jab podcast, I will say that guy Shawnee put the UFC division on blast last week.
Heavyweight division.
What did I say?
You said the UFC division, but they know what we're talking about.
UFC heavyweight division. Put it on blast last week.
I don't think I'm the only one who puts the heavyweight division on blast. I think the UFC knows.
It's top heavy.
For sure.
Yeah, but you made it seem like the whole division was just trash.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so, man. It's just...
Shout out Tom Aspinall. I can't wait till that fight.
God, he is the next big thing. Do you think the UFC books him and Chris Dawkins together? Those are the 2 up-and-comers, man. You can't do it, right?
I don't see why they would, but...
It's funny that we're talking so much shit about the heavyweight division, but this is our heavyweight podcast.
Yeah. Right.
Man.
We'll get into that later.
Man. De Castro hopefully takes this as a learning curve and sees where he needs to improve, and everybody gets caught. Just ask Chuck Liddell.
Man, and that takes a big man to say that.
I had to say it so you wouldn't say it and hurt my feelings.
All right.
Matsus Gamrot, as I mentioned before, got to 50K. Or no, I'm skipping a fight here. John McDessie, versus Ignacio Bahamondes. We both had Bahamondes here. Right. I thought he won the fight. Split decision. I thought he won the fight. This was a hell of a fight. At the time, I thought this was going to be fight of the night. Both these guys are bloodied and battered, and it was a hell of a fight.
It was a slugfest.
It was fun to watch.
McDessie looks very improved, though. I will say that was the takeaway of the fight. He's the veteran here. I leaned Bahamondes on the cards, but man, that first round, dude, McDessie just set a pace and just, lack of a better term, just hit him in the mouth.
Bahamondes here had the reach, he had the height, he had everything in his advantage.
Young guy,
and McDessie had the experience to overcome it.
Yep.
My opinion is this is another example of the judges missing it here. I had it scored in favor of Bahamondes, but hey, you can't argue it. You can't be mad at the decision. Right. That's what happens when you leave it up to the judges. Y'all got to go out there and perform. Get your 50 G's, boys. Get your 50 G's. Come on now.
Next fight is Gamrot.
The
only thing you can say about this fight is the knockout.
He looked good.
If you didn't see it, go seek it out, man.
I want to say he was undefeated going into his last fight, and I want to say he lost, and he came into this fight. Scott Holtzman just lost. Both these guys coming off a loss. Holtzman lost to Dariush. Yeah. So Gamrot come out here. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. He came out here to prove a point. To show that there's not only one man in the UFC with Polish power. And he came out here and finished the fight and got his 50 G's.
We'll run through Selecki's the next fight, right?
That's correct.
Man, just domination, man. I mean, I could see Jim Miller maybe winning the first round.
I wouldn't call it domination. I would say
he controlled him the second.
Yes, he controlled him the whole fight. Yeah. He controlled him. I wouldn't say it's domination, but it's impressive to see a guy like Joe Selecki take on a guy like Jim Miller with so much experience and control him the way he did. Like, there's no doubt he won the fight. I say the same thing about Selecki I said about Kasagana earlier. The sky's the ceiling for this guy, and I'm looking forward to watching him fight.
Yeah. Moving on to the main card here, D-Rod, man, super impressive, man. Some of the best striking I've seen.
I do want to throw it out there. As I was high on this fight last week. I said that there's no fucking way this fight would go to a decision, and it did.
And it proved you wrong.
And it did. So, like we said last week, do not bet based on what you hear here.
Man, as much shit as we talked about Mike Perry, and granted, he deserves every bit of it.
He looked good.
We can't question his chin, dude.
He looked good coming out. Man. He looked good coming out, but I just think that's how good of a fighter Daniel Rodriguez is.
Yeah, man. I'm high.
He's old.
D-Rod's stock.
His only thing against him is his age.
He hadn't had a lot of wars though, man. He's new. He's new into not new into the sport, but new into the top echelon competition, man. And it's. I don't know, man. Age is just a number for guys.
Give me the first name comes to your head. Who would you like to see? Give me a name you would like to see fight D-Rod. Well, I mean,
man, welterweight, Nicky Price.
Okay, doesn't he have a fight coming up? I mean, yeah, I would like. I
love first name.
I like it. I like it. It's better than mine. I just draw a blank. I like it.
Maybe a lower tier, top 11 to 15. If you're going to give him a ranked guy, I don't think D-Rod's ranked after this fight.
No, no, and I'll pull up the UFC rankings.
But we'll go to, while you're doing that, we'll go to the next fight. Mackenzie Dern. We spoke on it a little bit earlier. Submission, armbar in the first round. Nunes, she looked like she just, she had time off, man. That's what it was. Dern's just a monster, man.
She is, man.
In the first round.
She is. She made a believer out of me Saturday for sure.
When it got to the ground, it was just like win.
Yeah, it was.
Win and howl, and then because I felt like it was a wrap as soon as it went to the ground.
Hey, I got one for you.
What's up?
Robbie Lawler's ranked number 15. D-Rod, Robbie Lawler, Southpaw versus Southpaw.
How does that fight not go to How does that fight go to the judges?
Yeah, man, I like it. This is first glance, but continue on to Dern. She got her bonus too. She got 50 G's for performance of the night. Well deserved, obviously. 4:48 in the first round. And just like you said, I thought this fight would be on the feet more. That's why I switched my pick from Dern to Nunes.
Yeah.
And as soon as this fight got to the ground, it was just a whole different ball game.
But hey, when it was on the feet, man, Dern looks very much improved on the feet.
She held her own. Man. She held her own for sure.
Held her own for sure. If she can get that was always the knock, man, with her. It's like, the fight every round is going to start on the feet, and So, we'll move on here. Terrible transition, I know. Marquez, Sam Alvey, just a back and forth war.
Barn burner, man.
Yeah, barn burner.
This is your fight of the night.
Time it lasted. It was what?
207 in the second round.
Okay.
And it was, and both these guys, I want to say, got hurt. Alvey got hurt a lot more than Marquez did.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, Alvey proved how much of a veteran he is in this fight, and Marquez proved how much he can learn in a short amount of time. Because, like we talked last week, Patolo was winning that fight, and he came back in the first round and found the choke. And here in this fight, he talked after the fight how he wasn't going to be able to knock out Alvey. He said, I hit him with shots that would knock out most guys, but this guy's such a veteran. Mm-hmm. He knew he wasn't going to be able to finish the fight that way, so he found that Alvey exposed the neck, and he took it. And once again, it was a fucked up transition of a guillotine or a rear naked choke.
Yeah, like a bulldog
no, it was like a guillotine, but it was like a crouched catcher position guillotine, and
it was wonky, yeah, for sure.
Who was the ref for that fight? Was that Herb Dean? No, it was Mark Smith, but at the same time, I feel like Marquez let go because he knew Alvey was out before the referee stopped it. Good move by Marquez. The more I watch this guy fight, the more I like him. The more I turn in his favor. And then how about the call out after the fight? The Kansas City Chiefs. No?
Do what?
The call out after the fight. Yeah. He called out Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Kelsey to a backyard badminton bullshit or something. It was crazy. And then the Chiefs come out and accepted it. So,
Yeah, I didn't see the follow-up on that.
Remember what I said last week? The last thing you do in the fight game is talk about a man's girl. And, that's exactly what Alvey did, and he paid the price.
I wonder if he's ever going to get the date with...
Miley Cyrus is a freak, bro.
Let's use this podcast for good.
Miley, if you're listening...
Miley, big fan. I know you're a big fan of the podcast. Man, take this guy out.
Take this guy out. Show him a good time, or let him show you a good time.
Yeah.
He's got a hell of a choke.
Man.
All right, co-main event.
Okay.
Co-main event.
Arnold Almighty
Allen versus Sodi Super Yusuf.
I'm so high on this.
I had Yusuf in this fight, buddy. You had Arnold Allen.
I went undefeated in the main card. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
Just saying.
Been hearing this all week, fellas.
Man, just saying.
Go ahead, big boy. Talk about it.
I mean, there's a lot you can say. I mean, both guys look good. I'm not going to say anything bad about Yusuf. I feel like Allen was losing a little bit of the stand-up back and forth, and he took it down, and he took Yusuf down and kind of was more what am I trying to say here? More comfortable on the ground, I guess, is a good word there.
What I mean, Arnold Allen won this fight. I don't think there's a doubt about it.
No.
He hit a head kick. Was it the second round? Hit a head kick on Yusuf and had him hurt. And everybody wants to talk about how Arnold Allen can't finish a fight. So, and he admitted after the fight. He admitted after the fight he's got the pressure on him to not finish the fight.
He wanted to finish.
I really look forward to his next fight because it's going to be a guy like Burgos or Josh Emmett. If Josh Emmett can get back healthy, I know he had just had surgery, I believe, or like a Calvin Kattar. You could see Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen here, and Cater's a finisher.
But see, Cater's a guy that doesn't want to fight anybody ranked below him.
It doesn't matter. He's coming off a loss.
He's coming off a loss.
I mean, he's coming off a damn good loss. And Max Holloway, best boxer in the game, baby. Shout out Max Holloway. But yeah, I mean, this is another guy. I've said this. I know y'all gonna think I'm repeating myself, but sky's the ceiling.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the ceiling for Arnold Allen, and so do Yusuf. I don't hate you. I don't hate you, bro. You lost for me, but hey,
man. I mean, it happens.
It happens. I want to see Arnold. I want to see Arnold Allen get a finish though, just for him.
Speaking about losing, Kevin Holland loses the second fight in a row in almost the same exact way as Derek Brunson beat him. Was taken down 11 times against Marvin Vettori, 6 times against Brunson. So 17 times taken down the last.
Yeah, middleweight takedown record.
Yeah,
here for Vettori.
Yeah, it was total domination, man. In between fights, Holland, you can hear him notably say "Sorry, ABC" in the middle of one of the rounds. Yeah, man.
Hey, man, 2020 was this guy's year, but I'm hoping 2021 is a learning curve and he can have a better second half. It's still early. Yeah. I mean, we're only in April.
He's got to realize that he's got to get better at takedown defense. The big talking point. I was just gonna say the big talking point with Vettori though is like did he do enough? Like, let's just say we'll get into the breakdown.
I want to get into that later. Yeah. I want to say something about Kevin Holland. Okay. I do want to talk about Kevin Holland because I love watching Kevin Holland. The thing is with him is like I don't think there's a middleweight in the division that he can't stand with. He's got to improve takedown defense or something. I mean, he can't just be content with getting taken down. Because after fighting Brunson, after fighting Vettori, he knows he's not going to win a fight on the ground. I mean, name a middleweight that he can out ground game. I don't think he can, especially in the top 15.
No, not ranked. He can't. I mean, he's gotta. You know.
So like I'm saying, I love Kevin Holland for his willingness to take a fight on short notice, his willingness to get in there and just fight, have a good time. That's fine. But if he really wants to become a name in the UFC and a middleweight champion or any champion, he's going to have to improve his ground game because I don't think there's a guy in the UFC that can stand with him besides like an Adesanya, Whitaker, top name guys. Yeah, and I want to see him get there. I really want to see that guy get there.
Once you get into the ranked fighters, he's got a real. And we've seen Eric Lewis, improve and Ngannou. So I'm not one to write Kevin Holland off just yet. No. Man.
But
it's too soon in between fights. He didn't have any time to work on any of that.
No, and Vettori knew from the get, like, I'm not going to beat this guy standing up.
Right.
I know where the advantage is. Vettori is a veteran. He's a smart fighter. He knows what it takes to win, and he proved that on Saturday. He got the fight to the ground, and, I was hoping he'd get the sub. That's what I asked for.
Right.
But, hey, he won the fight. I mean, Vettori's a great fighter. I love that guy, too.
Yeah. So
hold on. What's
that wraps it up, or you got something else to add?
Yeah, what's something you would like to see Holland? Who would you like Holland to fight next?
Man,
he's ranked.
Give me the winner of Weidman Hall.
Hall, yeah.
Why not?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Why not? But boy, if it's Weidman.
Doesn't Shabazian have a fight coming up?
Yes, he's fighting.
Do you know off the top of your head?
Terrible radio.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
it is somebody ranked. Give me the top 10.
The top 10 is Whitaker, Costa, Vettori, Cannonier, Brunson, Till, Hermanson, Gaslam. You're right. It is Hermanson?
Yeah.
I dig it.
But what I was going to say is, boy, I say let's give Holland the winner of Weidman Hall. But boy, if it's Weidman, it's just going to be worse because Brunson's. You don't look when you think of Brunson, you don't think of him as a wrestler. When you look at Marvin Vettori, you don't think of him as a wrestler. Fucking Chris Weidman, he is an elite wrestler, and it's going to be bad. So we'll see. We'll see. I
know Weidman's your guy.
I don't think Holland wants that fight anytime soon. I think if it's Hall, we'll see that maybe.
Let's give Holland a full camp.
Yeah.
If anybody in the UFC deserves it, it's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not one to write him off just yet, man.
All right.
Again, the sky's the limit for the guy.
What's our transition here, buddy?
I don't know, man. Let's get into UFC on ESPN Plus, or we on Big ESPN this weekend?
Fuck if I know, man. I mean, this is not the most talked about card. This is the card before the biggest pay-per-view since Conor and Poirier here. Hell of a main event, though. I'm really looking forward to the main event. Let's just start from the bottom and work our way up here.
Let's just run through it. We won't spend too much time on each fight. All right, first fight we got Alexander Romanov versus Juan Espana.
No, that's not the first fight of the night, buddy.
That's my first fight on my list.
First fight of the night is Tony Gravely versus Anthony Burchett at 135 bantamweight.
You're right. I'm working.
This was originally
2 sheets here, man.
You're good. Nobody's knocking you, buddy. Like I said, I don't. Haters gonna hate, but hey, everybody's looking for the main event.
Well, let's go, man. Tony Gravely.
Tony Gravely, Anthony Burchett. This was originally supposed to be Tony Gravely, Nate Maness. Nate Maness withdrew. Burchett steps in here. I'm not really for sure.
Minus 330 for Gravely, plus 245 for Burchett. Gravely 2-1 in his last 3 UFC fights. 20-6 record. He's the younger fighter at 29 years of age. I'm going to take him here. Let's see here. Anthony Burchett, second fight back in the UFC. He had a small stint with the UFC and then went to other organizations. Now he's back with the UFC. He's 16-7 at age 34. He's, like I said, he's plus 245 on the money line. I'll take Gravely here.
Yeah, I think you got to. Contender Series guy, Gravely. I want to say he lost on Contender Series. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know much about the fight. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. This ain't the fight we're tuning in to watch. Gravely has fought names. Merab Dvalishvili. He's fought Brett Johns. That's his last loss, was a rear naked choke. But I think he's a more experienced fighter, younger fighter, if I'm not mistaken. My money will be on Gravely.
Yeah, for sure. On to the next fight. All right, the next fight is Sara Farm dos Santos versus Josiah Nunes. Dos Santos 6-4 in the UFC at plus 122 on FanDuel. Nunes 7-1, making her UFC debut, minus 150 on the money line. Not much. I know Dos Santos' fault. The Felicia Spencer, Megan Anderson, 2 losses. I mean, in the first round, she didn't look good again. But that's top of the division. Don't know anything about Nunes. I'll probably be taking Dos Santos just because she's been in there with the 2 of the elite, albeit not for very long. But I'll take her here just for the experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything you can base this off of is going to be a stand-up fight. I believe, 7 years younger is Nunes. Maybe that plays an advantage, maybe not. She's 7-1. She's, won her last 5. She's a slight favorite here. If maybe if you go dive deep, you might find some value in this fight. I don't have much to lend you here. Sorry, brother.
So who are you taking, though? You got to make a pick.
I'm going to go with Nunes. If I had to make a pick, I'm going to go with Nunes, just for the hell of it.
All right, moving on. Speaking of UFC debuts, Dakota Bush stepping in on short notice to fight Austin Hubbard. I couldn't find odds on this fight on FanDuel.
I got you, cuz.
Yeah, Austin Hubbard, 12-5.
It's a light heavyweight bout.
No,
I said light heavyweight. I meant lightweight. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hubbard fought Selecki in his last fight. Round 1 submission loss via rear naked choke. He's been in there with the likes of Mark Madsen. And
he's due for a win. He's if you look at his last 5, he's lost, win, lost, win, lost. So maybe you see the guy come away with a win.
What's the odds on him? I don't know much about Bush.
The betting odds here is Hubbard's a slight favorite at minus 175, and Bush is plus 155. That's according to Tapology, but
I like Hubbard here.
I think so. I like Hubbard here. He's everything pretty well is identical as far as height and reach, but I think I want to say Hubbard's a more experienced fighter with a top, a higher tier talent.
Right.
I would lean Hubbard.
All right, moving on here. Gerald Meershaw, the veteran, 31 wins, 14 losses, coming in as an underdog at plus 116 versus,
good luck.
Give me, Bartosz Fabinski.
I like it.
I think I nailed it.
I think so. Hey, here's a good nickname. Bartosz Fabinski. Nickname? You want to take a guess? The Butcher.
The Butcher. Shout out Butcher from AEW Wrestling.
I was thinking Billy Butcher. You watch The Boys on Amazon Prime?
I have not.
Man, dude, you got Amazon Prime, right? You got to get it.
Minus 142 for Fabinski. I got to go with Meershaw here, man. Yeah, I know he looked terrible against Heinisch and Chimaev, but the kid's a vet, or the guy's a veteran. I'll take him here. I can see it going to decision.
No, it's pretty well. identical age. Slight favorite here for Fabianski. I'm gonna pick Fabianski just because of the nickname The Butcher. It's fucking awesome, man.
Terrible strategy of picking.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, we move on. We finally get the return of Jessica Penne off a controversial suspension. She's plus 235. Stepping in against Lapita Godney's. She's 5-0.
Say Lupita Gonez.
I don't know, man. UFC debut. She's 5-0. She's the minus 300 favorite. I'm gonna take her chalk here, but man, do I love Jessica Penne.
You taking Gonez here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take her.
Yeah,
just
she's
chalk. She's minus 300, but man, Penne. She's a gamer.
Rough stretch. I mean, she's
Danielle Taylor, Jessica Andrade, and then the title fight with a Joanna.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Gonez here. She's 5-0. She's an up and comer. Fighting out of Titan MMA. I think. I
want to be wrong on this fight.
She's 11 years younger than.
Yeah.
How she's 38. Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to be wrong on this fight though. I want to take a loss here. Jessica Penne, I love her, man. Moving on to the fight I thought was the opener of the night. Alexander Romanov, 13-0. Minus 154 on FanDuel versus Juan Espino, 10-1.
40 years old.
40 years old, man. I mean...
American top team, though.
Fought Vitaly Minikov back in 2011, man. Granted, it was a loss, but I mean, the guy's been in there with some real veterans of the sport. Romanov,
King Kong,
has 2 submission wins in his last 2. Great nickname, by the way, King Kong.
That's a good one. You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
That's not generic.
No, man. King Kong is original. It's not like it's not like.
He looks nothing like King Kong.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shut out, Lionel Hollins. I'll go with Romanov here. A decade younger. That's got to mean something at the end of the day, right?
I'm sure it does. I don't know when Espinoza last fought. He's 10-1. But Romanov looks like a beast. And once again, I'll go back to my theory on the heavyweight division. It's on life support. It needs help. I would like to see Romanov win here and keep the 0 in the loss column.
Next fight, Shawnee, you started off.
Next fight here is Tracy Cortez and Justine Kish. Did I say it right?
Yep.
I've heard Tracy Cortez's name. I want to say, didn't she beat Dern, or who was it?
No, Blanchfield.
Blanchfield. Yeah, that was the fight that fell off last week.
That was Invicta.
Right. That was the fight that fell off last week. Cortez here is a moderate favorite, minus 250. Keisha plus 195 underdog. You got the United States versus Russian here. I don't know if that means anything to you. It don't really mean shit. Reach and height is what does Bruce Buffer say? Basically identical, or
no? That was Mike Goldberg.
Yeah.
Everything else is virtually
identical. I think Cortez has fought a higher caliber talent, so I'll lean Cortez here.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, you can take it away.
How have you gone this long into breaking down this fight without not talking about Justine Keach pooping her pants in a fight?
Because you know more about that kind of shit than I do. I don't focus on pooping pants. I focus on finishing fights.
Yeah. Well, Tracy Cortez 8-1. Decision. She's gonna drown you out, man. She's gonna take you to the deep waters and drown you out. Keisha's a gamer. I look forward to winning this fight decision as well. Cortez, winning this fight decision as well. Shawnee, you want to kick off the next fight here?
Yeah, man. We got Ricardo Ramos, 14-3, facing off against William, a.k.a. Bill Algeo here, 14-5.
I don't have any odds on the main card. So if you don't mind, Shawnee, pull that up for us.
Go ahead.
So we can reference that.
First fight of the night on the main card here. Algio is damn near even. Both these guys are minus money according to Tapology. Okay. Algio is minus 110. Ricardo Ramos minus 120. 25 years old Ramos coming up. Algio is a vet. He's had plenty of fights. 31 years old.
Right. 14-5. Last fight, Spike Carlisle. Good fight. He won the decision. Ramos, I don't know much about him. I know he fought the Saeed. Is that Khabib's brother or cousin? Saeed.
Man, don't make me. I think Saeed is his brother. I think Umar is his cousin.
Okay, Ramos fought Saeed and lost by knockout February 2nd of 2019. Coming off a loss to Murphy, I believe, in the first round. I'll lean Algio here. Bet you.
I mean, put him in a hat and pick one.
Pretty much.
I'm going to take Algio just because I think he's had more time to prepare for the fight and he's a vet. But don't be surprised. I won't put any money on it. Don't be surprised if the fight goes either way.
Next fight we move into. Well, that was the main card. First fight of the main card. So we got Violent Bob Ross, Luis Pena, 8-3, coming off submission to Karma Worthy. Great fighter, Karma Worthy. I like Pena, man. Fighting Alex Munoz, 6-1.
Odds are near even.
Yeah.
Violent Bob Ross. What do you think about that nickname?
Violent Bob Ross. I wasn't a big Bob Ross guy though. I mean, I think it's one of them like play on words things, or it fits the fighter. So the thing is, he looks like Bob Ross. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it fits the fighter.
Yeah.
I think it's a good nickname.
Yeah, it's a good nickname.
He needs to be a little violent here in this fight, according to his last fight. He's a slight favorite at 140, plus 110 on the other side with Alex Munoz. I'm going to lean the Violent Bob Ross guy, Luis Pena.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean him in this fight.
I'll lean him too. I like him to get the submission here. He likes to get it on the ground and look to finish when he's down there, not just hold.
Yeah, he's going to have some length in this fight, but don't be surprised in the slightest if Munoz finds a way to win this fight. Both these guys are coming off losses here.
Let's see. We got Abdul Razik Al Hassan.
Yeah.
10-3 versus Jacob Malkoon. Trains with Bobby Knuckles.
And I remember Al Hassan's last fight. It was against Chaos Williams, and it was a knockout of the year contender.
Okay, yeah. First round, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Al Hassan, nicknamed Judo Thunder. I like it.
Al Hassan?
Yeah, Judo Thunder. I like it a lot. He gets known for being a knockout artist, but hey, that's
his knockout over Nico Price is one you got to go find and look at too. That fight always sticks out to me. On the other side, Jacob Malkoon.
You mentioned he's a training partner of Whitaker here.
Yeah. Big hype coming into his last fight. I think they were on the same card last time they fought when Whitaker fought Cannonier. And tough KO loss to Phil Hawes.
Phil Hawes is a up and comer.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Hawes is a respectable name.
Shawnee, you got the odds on this one?
Yeah, moderate favorite, minus 290 on Al Hassan.
Would you say that's moderate or significant?
290. I think that's borderline significant. Okay. I would still consider it moderate. I think technically it's considered moderate.
If you get to like what would be the
I think 300. I think if you get to 300, it starts to become a significant favorite.
Right.
I don't know if Malkoon's taking this on short notice or what, but I think I don't know. I don't like the minus 290 on Al Hassan coming off a loss like that.
I'll try to stay hot on the main cards here.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'll take Malkoon.
I think I'm leaning Malkoon too. He's 20. He's 10 years younger at 25 years old. Right. Al Hassan's 35. Right. And height and reach is not that far out. And I think if Malkoon can get in, in tight, close range war here, I think he can come away with a win. Mm-hmm. He's just gotta, he's gotta avoid them hands because Alessandro's a knockout artist.
Yeah, this is second fight for Jacob, so hopefully, we can say the bright lights on his debut were.
All right, so I think this is the turning point of the card where the more.
Yeah,
nonchalant.
Let's get the energy up, man. Let's get the energy up. I feel like we've lost a lot of luster here. Legend Andrei Arlovsky.
Love him.
Still fighting at the ripe age of 42.
Yeah, taking this fight on short notice for Parker Porter.
51st fight professionally, dude. 30 wins, 20 losses. But man, boy.
Hey, here's another nickname. You said the Pitbull was generic as fuck last week. Chase Sherman.
Pitbull. Arlovsky's Pitbull.
Yeah, Chase Sherman. You know what his fighter name is?
Mississippi boy.
The Vanilla Gorilla.
Oh my god.
Hey man, if you fight like a gorilla, shit, who's gonna hate on that?
So Sherman's return to the UFC fight was Villanueva second round KO win. It's hard not to pick against Arlovsky or to pick against Arlovsky in this spot, man. I think he can get the job done. He's proven against Felipe Lins and Tanner Bozier that he still has life. Yeah. He just ran into a cement truck in Tom Aspinall in his last fight.
And even then, nobody
submission loss.
Nobody thought Aspinall would win that fight submission. Everybody thought he would come in and knock out. Arlovsky's a vet. You're not going to knock him out, and if you do, it's going to be with a lucky shot.
Yeah, you're not going to show him something he hasn't already seen a dozen times in the UFC.
Exactly. So 93% of Sherman's wins are by knockout. So yes, most definitely he could come in here and knock out Arlovsky, but this is where he's going to have to put a stamp on it.
I hate to do it. I got to pick against the Mississippi boy here. I'm going to take Arlovsky.
I'm not going to bet against Arlovsky. I love the guy. He UFC Hall of Famer, legend. But who knows? Fucking, I'm the critic. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe Sherman comes out here and puts a stamp on it, and makes a name for himself.
Makes a name for himself. 31 years old, man. He's got a lot of life left in the UFC.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. This is how you make your name.
Let's go. Let's go, Sherman. Prove me wrong.
Speaking of the legend, dude, I put Jeremy Stevens in that class, man.
Yeah, with Jim Miller. With Jim Miller.
Jim Miller. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, this guy's been around forever, dude.
Forever, man.
And he is the favorite in this fight against Drakkar Klose.
Yeah, he has the Cater loss last time out. Then the
brutal elbow.
Yeah, the Yair the controversial eye poke, and then he lost to decision. He's fought Zabit, Aldo. He does have a KO win against Josh Emmett back in 2018. He's up against Drakkar Klose here, 11-2. Speaking about nasty KOs, the closest last time out, vicious knockout by Dariush.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a close fight. It's a close fight on paper. It's got to be, right? What's the odds? Did you say them already?
Yeah, no, I have not said them. It's damn near even. Jeremy Stevens, Little Heathen's a slight favorite, -150. Drakkar Klose +120. I think this fight's up for grabs. I mean, there's not any fighter in the UFC. There's not many fighters in the UFC going to fight with more experience than Jeremy Stevens.
Maybe.
But I mean, Klose is
here and there.
Klose is there. I mean, this is a good chance for him to make a name and get back in that picture after suffering a loss to Dariush.
I lean Stevens here just on experience. I'm a big experience guy, man.
I'm gonna go with Klose. I mean, what's Stevens' last fight?
That's fucking different.
Is Stevens' last fight? Is that Cater?
Yeah, Cater.
A brutal fucking elbow. Mm-hmm. And so you know, there's people out there that say that Stevens was winning that fight up to that point.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Klose. I think Dariush is there. I think Dariush
is the real
deal. Don't bet against Dariush.
Is the real deal.
I might bet Dariush against Ferguson.
Okay, so other than that, I mean, Klose has wins over Bobby Green and Lando Venado, who are, I would put all those guys in the same kind of level. Stevens, Klose,
and Bobby the Green. Crazy thing is,
Dariush is the one.
These guys are identical. Later, these guys are identical in age, height, and weight. These guys are pretty well identical.
Dude, do you make your pick?
Yes, I'm taking close.
I got Stevens. Let's get to the main event, man.
Let's go.
That's what the fans are here to see, man. They're hear us talk about Bobby Knuckles.
This is the fight that makes the card.
Yes, Robert Whittaker, 22-5, 30 years of age, coming off 2 impressive wins, Jared Cannonier and Darren Till. Yeah,
you call him Bobby Knuckles, but his fighter name, do you know his real fighter name?
The Reaper.
Yeah, the Reaper.
Yeah, dude. I know everything about Bobby.
All right, so this is the fight I've been wanting to talk about here. Everybody's been saying since Vettori, laid on Holland and drug out that fight that he could jump here and get a rematch against Adesanya, right? Jesus. Robert the Reaper Whittaker has to come out here and he has to prove a fucking point, in my opinion. If, Adesanya's already beat him, knocked him out viciously, ugly. I love Robert Whittaker. I love the guy. This was the tough 18 coaches, tough whatever.
No, it was.
These were the coaches though, and the fight fell through. The fight fell through.
It was like Tough Smashes 2 or something like that.
This was the fight, 3 or 4 years ago that was supposed to happen. Adesanya came in, knocked out Whittaker. Took the title.
This was supposed to be Costa.
Yes, this was supposed to be Costa and Gastelum stepping in here.
Right.
My opinion is that if Whittaker wants to make sure Vettori cannot jump him and get the title shot, Whittaker's got to come out here and put a stamp on this shit. Whittaker, I'm betting on you, dude. You're my pick here. You got to come out. You've got to finish this fight. Gastelum looked amazing in his last fight, even though it was against Ian Heinisch. And, I considered betting Heinisch. I wanted to take Gastelum, but I really considered taking Heinisch in that fight. I just think Whittaker's the better fighter. I don't know how to put it any simpler. Whittaker is championship level here. Gastelum, I'm not sold on. He's got to prove it. How do you feel?
I'm still sold on Gastelum, man. Even after the easy fight, he split decision against Till. The crazy heel hook against Hermanson, that was just kind of like a first round. Hermanson caught it, and the fight was over there. That fight never really even got started. The Till fight, split decision loss. Gastelum's still there in the top 8 to the 8 and up, man. Bobby Whittaker, man. He looked so good against Cannonier. This fight, in my opinion, if Whittaker wins, and it doesn't matter if it's decisive or not, he gets the next title shot.
You think so?
Yeah. Vettori can't jump him. If Vettori would have viciously stopped Holland, yeah, we can make that argument. But the pressure's not on Bobby Knuckles, dude.
I think it is.
In a sense that he can't come out here and take a loss.
He's the number 1 contender fighting the number 8 guy in the division. He's got to stop this fight.
I don't think so, man.
I think so.
I don't think so, dude. Gastelum's a hard guy to stop.
But if you want to...
Izzy couldn't do it.
Right.
Couldn't do it.
Right.
Hermanson caught a freak submission.
And that's what I'm saying. If Whittaker comes out here and puts a stamp on it, stops this fight, there's nothing denying him. I don't give a fuck if your name's Paulo Wino Costa, if it's fucking the Italian Dream Vettori. If Whittaker comes out here and ends this fight in the first 3 rounds, it's a 5-round fight. But if Whittaker comes out here and finishes this fight, stops Gastelum, there's no denying him that shot.
I don't think there's any denying him now, even if it's a decision win.
I think he can. If it's a boring fight, and
Dana can do whatever he wants to do. I'm just saying, Whittaker is the number 1 contender. If Gastelum,
but you could say that after the Cannonier fight.
Okay, so what do you do if Gastelum beats Whittaker?
We were saying that after the Cannonier fight with Whittaker. Why does he have to fight Gastelum here? Why is the number 1 ranked middleweight fighting the number 8 ranked middleweight?
Because I'm telling you, Bobby doesn't want to wait around. When Costa pulled out, Bobby could have waited for a title shot or Costa to get better. Whittaker wants to fight, dude. Let me put this on you. If Gastelum wins, what do you do?
Then it's a fucking shake-up from hell.
Does Gastelum jump Vettori?
No. If Gastelum wins, then Paulo Costa's sitting there drinking a fucking bottle of wine because he's the happiest man on the planet.
Man, I don't know. It makes us for a clusterfuck.
Then Vettori's going to get it. If Gastelum wins, Vettori is going to get that title shot.
I think you do Vettori Gastelum.
No. If you do anything, it's going to be Vettori Costa. Because Costa's only lost is Adesanya. And it was a blowout. You know, that was Dana's fight of the year prediction. And it failed to shit. You know, I think if Whitaker comes out here and gets blown out, which I don't suspect to happen, my pick's Whitaker. For those who are listening, my pick's fucking Whitaker. My pick's knockout Whitaker second. Whitaker knockout second. Let's go, Bobby Knuckles. I'm riding your back here.
I'm excited to talk about it next week for sure. I want to see how Bobby looks. I'm excited, man.
So you got Whitaker. What's your method?
Gastelum's a tough son of a bitch to stop, dude.
So you're taking a decision?
Yeah.
5-round decision. Yeah. Hermanson stopped him.
It was a freak heel hook, dude. Like
freak heel hook.
Yeah, it was just something like a. I don't know, man. You're saying Gastelum's not hard to stop?
I'm not, but I'm saying Whitaker's a different level.
Then is he?
That's your boy. That's your boy.
All right, man. Let's see here. So that's gonna wrap that fight up, man.
Give me your thoughts if you're listening.
Yeah, give us your thoughts.
Give me your thoughts on the main event. I want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah.
If Whitaker wins by decision, is he getting the fight? Is he getting the title shot if he wins by decision, or what's your opinion? Do you think Vettori gets it or what?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Let us know. Also, we're gonna do a thing next week where we draft certain topics. Like we'll do a coin flip to see who goes first or second, and we'll alternate picks. Just different topics, heavyweight fights, moments in the UFC. Get at us on our social to give us some topics, and we'll shout you out on the podcast. But yeah, that should be a lot of fun. We'll do that at the beginning of the podcast or at the end. We're just trying to have a little fun here at the end of recapping. Bring some of our fandom out of who the fighters we like to follow or used to like to follow back in the day or whatnot.
What got us turned on to MMA?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it's a good idea.
Hey, man, I can't wait to recap this Saturday's card, but I cannot wait to talk preview. About fucking Usman Masvidal too.
Yes, man. So yeah, like, subscribe, listen to the podcast.
Put the fucking links in the bio.
Links Let's will be go. In the bio. This may not be our best show, but hey come back next week and we'll be better, man. All right.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys. Love you.